head in the pelvis at the moment. It's got to get right through the pelvis, of course it does.
Yeah. Is it a shoulder and a back?
Oh, that's the heartbeat first of all.
Okay.
Beautiful, steady, normal heartbeat. Excellent, 135 beats a minute. Lovely, lovely. Wriggling around. Good fluid. You know, I'm enjoying my days in here, Mum. I'm pretty perfect.
So I am just at my next obstetrician appointment. I've got 2 days until my due date. So 2 days ago I went to have a scan of baby to see what size he is. So it's just a little bit more information. He is a good size. He's about 3.7 kilo. He said he's got a big belly, and we saw his face, like I kind of looked up his little nose. I got to see his squashed little cheeks and his eye sockets and his mouth. Still a very blurry photo. It's a very blurry image. He's in a perfect position. He's head down and he hasn't dropped, so, but for all we know he could drop tomorrow and I could go into labour, so it doesn't really matter too much. His placenta is getting old, but you'd expect that from a 40-week pregnancy. The blood flow to the placenta has kind of reduced a little bit, but it's completely normal, still within the healthy range. So in that scan they did about 9 checks. They measured the head, the body, the limbs, like did an estimate, did a calculation of the weight, the breathing, the blood flow, and he's passed all of his checks. So let's go to our appointment.
So most of the baby sits still out of your pelvis today on scanning, okay? So that's alright. Your butt's in a very safe position.
Okay. So he's not quite in the pelvis.
Yeah, well, we're about, I'd say 25% down. I said 20 last time, we called it 25.
Okay.
Lots of fluid around baby. We know baby's beautiful and healthy. Back's over this side with beautiful strong heart.
Okay, that's on the other side.
Beautiful. You recall where it was on the scan last time?
On Monday he said the back was on that side.
Right, so it's still wiggling from side to side.
Yeah.
Still trying to make its head down. Beautiful. Alright, 131, that's fine. Do you mind if Adrian has a little feel of your tummy as well?
That's it. So I just finished at my appointment. I had my blood pressure taken and my blood pressure's perfect. I had my weight taken and I'd only put on like 200 grams since last week. So in total I put 12.6 kilos on, which is really good, in the normal rate, in the normal range. About 2 weeks ago he had dropped 20%. Now I'm feeling like heavy pressure and cramps, and he said, look, it's probably about the same, let's just say 25%, so he's dropped like a teeny tiny bit more. But his head is down, he's in the perfect position, his back keeps moving from the left to the right to the left. So on Monday his back was on the left hand side with head down, and today being Wednesday, 2 days later, his back was on the right hand side, so he is kind of turning. I asked him if I should be worried that he isn't engaged or he, hasn't dropped, because I was worried all week that he hadn't dropped. And he said not to worry, I could go into labour, my waters could break in 2 days, he could drop all of a sudden, so I don't have to worry too much about that his head's not down all the way, because it could still happen. So the heaviness and the cramps is probably him getting lower or trying to get lower, like his head is in the cervix, or trying to get down there. He did a regular scan, he measured the stomach and had a little feel around. He doesn't suspect that he'll come this weekend, so today's Wednesday. He probably won't come for Saturday, Sunday. my due date is in 2 days, so he thinks that he'll be overdue. So our next appointment is next Monday, which I think I'll be 2 days overdue by then, and then we can reevaluate the situation. He might do an internal. But if the baby's very overdue and the head still hasn't come down all the way, they can't induce, because it'll just probably result in a cesarean. Because if they induce me, his head's up all the way, he's not going to come out. So I really, really don't want a cesarean, honestly. I mean, look, if it's a safest option, if baby's needs to come out, then I'm happy to have one, but I prefer not to, because in the next birth after that might be a cesarean, and I'm just really hoping for just an all-natural birth.